Ever felt like the internet is slowly blending into one giant copy paste job? Like every product review sounds familiar. There are certain words of vocabulary that keep showing up everywhere in many articles. Blog posts from different authors start sounding kind of similar. News updates feel like Wikipedia pages, etc. It's not just you. What you're seeing is what's now called AI slop, a flood of low quality auto generated content, and this content is slowly taking over the internet. So, today we are breaking down what it is, why it's dangerous, and how we can stop the internet from drowning in it. Welcome to AI Club Pro, where we make AI concepts feel like everyday ideas. Today's topic is AI slop. AI slop is basically content with no soul. It looks polished, it's grammatically correct, but it's very hollow. It may even rank high on Google search, etc., but it's very hollow. So think about stuff like product reviews, where it feels like it's written by someone who never touched the product, or blog posts which have very similar sentence patterns. You'll see that posts by multiple authors start to sound the same, or news articles that feel like deja vu because they have been scraped and written from a small number of sources. So, this type of content is where it feels like a human has written it, but then there's something that's not human about it. It sounds very generic, very bland, like you have read it somewhere before. So, what's happening is the unique style that a human brings in when they write is lost because the content is being generated by an AI. So, one can use ChatGPT, Claude, or open source models like Llama, where you take what's generated and then just dump it without any human editing. Now, don't get me wrong, these tools are incredible. They can write poems, they can write code, they can help you with doing research, etc. But when you use them to mass produce content without any human intervention, what you get is a lot of times just some surface level fluff and sometimes flat out mistakes. So the thing is, the internet now is being flooded by this AI generated text. And new AI models are being trained on this text because they scrape the internet. So imagine it's like when an AI is training on content that is generated by AI, that is somewhat like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. You know how the image gets blurrier every time you make a photocopy? AI works the same way. When it works on AI generated content instead of fresh human created material, then the quality of the AI starts to break down. This isn't just theory. In 2023, researchers tested it and found something called model collapse, which means AI that is trained on synthetic data lost diversity in its data and it became less factual and it started hallucinating more and things like that. It's the internet equivalent of eating nothing but fast food. Quick, cheap, but in the long run, it's unhealthy. So AI slop isn't just annoying, it's actually dangerous because it essentially pollutes your search. Have you ever Googled something and then got 15 identical blog posts as a response? That's basically AI slop clogging up the search results. If all content sounds the same, how do you know what's reliable? And students who are learning from this low quality content generated by AI, they risk learning half truths, right? And then the last thing that's a very big problem with the whole thing is the model degradation. So the future models who train on this slop become more slop. And here's a fun fact. Google once admitted that it had to tweak its search ranking algorithms because spammy AI sites were winning. So this means that they had these AI generated slop that was rising up to the top in search results, and that's not a good thing. But how do you know you have stumbled on slop? So you'll see repetitive sentences, you'll see repetitive intros, you'll see some facts without citations, there may be some breakdown of logic and things like that. See, humans make bad content also, true, but AI slop has a signature. It's optimized to sound smart while saying nothing. But it isn't inevitable. Fixing it just requires the creators and the platforms and the audiences to work together. So, for creators, it's important to always have yourself in the loop. Don't just copy paste. Let AI draft the ideas, but do the final editing yourself. Add your own insights, add your own style to it. Also, base your work on interviews, experiments, or first hand research, not just summaries of other AI content. And disclose when you have used AI and how you have used it. This openness helps with building trust. So, for example, for creating this video and for researching this topic, I sure used AI. So, I used it to summarize different articles, to structure the whole content, and things like that. But at the end of it, what I'm saying here in this video is what I think, not what an AI generated and dumped. So I looked at that, and this is my analysis of it in my own words. Similarly, for platforms, search engines, and social platforms, they should be able to downrank content that they detect as repetitive and low quality. They should reward unique content. Also, we should encourage these generative AIs to have watermarks so that synthetic text and images are traceable. And for people who are just reading or viewing this content, don't just skim through the content. Ask yourself if you really learn something from this. Does this look like it's created by a thoughtful human, or is it some generic slop? Follow and share work only when it is verified. And if you spot AI slop, which is repetitive content, that is ranking high, you can always report it. Because here's the truth, AI isn't replacing creativity, laziness is. The more we demand depth and originality, the less there is for slop to thrive. Finally, I think the internet's future is on the line. We can either fill it with unique, diverse, well thought out ideas, or let it just become this huge, big AI slop soup. Because AI is a tool. The quality of what comes out depends on what we put in. If we keep feeding it slop, then don't be surprised when all we get from it is also slop. So that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us on AI Club Pro. Hit that subscribe button for more eye opening AI stories and insights. Stay curious and keep exploring.